Welcome everyone. Today we will learn how to use the async pipe with a result class for handling errors and exceptions. So create a new Angular application using Visual Studio Code. In the command prompt, type in ngm, defining the name of the project, and I will skip test, inline styles, and select the defaults. Open the project folder, expand the app folder. You can see it's a simple structure. Open a new terminal window, and to simulate API calls, we'll use this npm package, Angular in-memory web API. So let me copy the command and execute it. So add a new service that will represent the backend data from the fake API. So to do that, navigate to the app folder and use the nggs command to create a new service called data. In this class, we'll use the implements keyword based on the InMemoryDB service. And this InMemoryDB service is an abstract class that implements this createDB that will contain all the data that we need to test the API. So define the name of the function and return an object, in this case an object of product, and add the result class in a new TypeScript file. So clear console, and in the same app folder, use the ngg to create a new interface called result. We can use interfaces to define types. This result class will be type T. And why a result class? Because when you expect a failure to happen, you can return error messages within this result class instead of returning exceptions. Your code is honest and describes the intent of the systems, the following clean code concepts. I'll share a helpful article about exception or result in the description below. You can also check out my video about clean code. So this class contains three properties: its success, that is Boolean property, an optional value that depends on the its success value, that is the type T, and finally the messages when the result has failed contain a string array. And define the model product with three simple fields: ID, price, and name. So the data service will return this product field, is type result product. The fake data will be the object with this product field, and import the result class. Its success for this scenario will be true. So when it's successful, it should contain the value of the object. So value is product itself with ID, with price, and with the name. But define value messages is also optional, and add a new line of code when the result has failed. So its success will be false. The value is undefined, but the messages, when you comment this line and the messages are, for instance, the product is out of stock. This is a single message, but to represent an array because we can have multiple error messages. It's time to test the fake API call from the app component TypeScript, but before that, in the add module TypeScript, import the HTTP client module to perform API calls, and also define the HTTP client in-memory web API module from the npm package that we installed, and pass the implementation, that is the data service. Now go to the TypeScript file, add a constructor injecting the HTTP client class, and test the in-memory web API. Add a result observable, that is http.get, to get information about a product. Pass in the URL, in this case API / and the name of the field that we define in the data service. In this case, in this object, the name is product. The URL is API / product, and define the type of the result, add all missing imports, and it's time to test the results. So go to the HTML, add a div and ngIf directive to use the async pipe based on the result observable. If it exists, save it in this result property and in an h tag. I'll print the product using the result that value, and using the JSON pipe transform the object into JSON format, and also refine that the result is success. Save it, save the add component TypeScript file, clear the command prompt, and serve the application, and open automatically in the browser. And there is nothing going to show what happened. Okay, as you can see, we're returning when its success is false, so it should return the error messages on the HTML. Add a new template, in this case using ngIf else to call a template using the reference from the template, define the ng template, specifying the name, and print the messages using the JSON pipe. As you can see, the messages are that the product is out of stock. Let me comment this line and uncomment the first one to get information about the product. So far so good. And how to handling exceptions. Go to the add component.typescript file, use pipe to use one or multiple RCS operators. So with the catch error operator, we can handle those kind of exceptions from API calls. Import RCS. I want to transform the response of the catch error, the E object that represents the exception, and transform to the same response object that is the result of type product. So return an observable using the of operator, returning the same type. Let me copy this type and return, in this case, success false, and messages will be an array, in this case with a single message saying an unexpected error occurred. Okay, use backticks to use interpolation passing the E element. So far so good. But how to throw an error from the API? Use this switch map operator RCS, and here we can use another RCS operator called throw error to throw an exception. This case will be an string array with the error itself. For example, DB connection failed. Save it and go to the application. As you can see, we have the exception using actually three operators: switch map, throw error, and catch error. This way we can handle exceptions. Let me comment this line to see the product information. But here's a tip: we can wrap this code into a generic service, taking advantage of the generic type. So how to do that? Create a new service in the app folder called generic. Copy this code, paste it here, and import everything we need. But in this case, add a get method of type T that will receive a parameter with the controller name and return an observable. This http.get. This case is result of type T, and URL will be API slash and the name of the controller. So far so good. Remove this code, go to the add component.typescript file, and instead of injecting the HTTP client, inject this service and replace this code into a single line of code in service.get, defining the type of the object and passing the name of the controller. Simple. Serve the application. As you can see, we have the information about the product. Go to generate service, test the catch error function. So let me add the switch map function again, update the imports. As you can see, we're displaying the error messages the same way in the data service. Check error messages from the API, not exceptions. Enable this line and comment this one. And as you can see, the error messages are displayed. Look at the simple and powerful code we implemented using reactive programming, but combined with functional programming using higher order functions in the generate service. If you want to learn about functional programming or reactive programming, you can check out my videos. I'll provide the links in the description below.